Howdy, everyone. Welcome in. TexAgs Rewind. David's gone to Des Moines. Ronnie's about to do some stacked interviews, so I'm taking care of the rewind today. I'll be quick with it. OB was in studio after his trip out to Nashville for the SEC tournament. Talked a little bit more about the NCAA seeding. A lot of talk about that. We had Texas A&M Athletic Director Ross Bjork on. We got his take on that as well. A&M softball has been out to a scorching start. Great way to open SEC play, upsetting Arkansas. We got her thoughts on that. And Tom Hart of the SEC Network got his thoughts on seeding, March Madness, all of the above. It's TexAgs Rewind.
I was in the room with them, and not one player that we talked to was concerned at all about the seeding. They weren't concerned about playing Texas. They all said, "Hey," I think Wade Taylor said, "Yeah, it'll be a, it'll be a great game if it happens, but that's something for another day." Every one of them talked about just how excited they were to be in the tournament. They didn't care about the seeding. I think Wade even said, "Seeds don't matter as soon as you get, on the court." Not one of those guys. We talked to Julius Marble. We talked to Wade Taylor. We talked to Henry Coleman.
They don't like.
They don't care.
Is there a chip potentially because they're a 7 seed? Sure, they've had a chip for a year.
Well, I think that you had so many guys on the team last year that got left out that they weren't worried about the seeding. They were just glad to be in it.
But you get my point, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's what we do for a living. We talk about things. Like, we focus on things because we're the voice of the fan. That's just what our industry is about.
If you or me or Travis Brown or Brent Zerneman made that statement, I would go, because those are the guys that are around this team, Billy Lucci, every day.
Exactly.
If a guy in Florida or wherever the hell Danny Cadell lives, I don't have an issue with him.
No, he's fine.
Who's probably wouldn't know Wade Taylor if Wade Taylor walked up to him.
If Wade Taylor said, "Hey, man, I'm Wade Taylor," he'd be like, "Oh, hi, Wade. How do I know you?"
Yeah.
How do you kind of look at this entire situation that we saw this year, we saw last year, and we saw really with the College Football Playoff Committee a few years back?
Yeah, we had the same conversation a year ago on Monday, right? In terms of obviously being left out of the NCAA tournament, and obviously, look, we're super excited about being in the tournament. We're super excited about what this team has done and the way Buzz leads the program and how he represents Texas A&M. So we can't lose sight of that. We've got to be excited, and as competitors, you just have to go compete. And so my job is to eliminate all those distractions, for the players and the coaches, and work, really work on this and try to understand, what happened, what are the metrics that they're looking at, what are the dynamics of the committee. And so that's really what we do. And look, the SEC does a great job of showcasing the data, showcasing the metrics. They have biweekly calls with 2 members of the NCAA selection committee. So the SEC is out there fighting for all the teams that are in the hunt. And obviously we've been in the hunt really since January. And so it's disappointing because I'm a big believer in you are what your record says you are, right? I think we all as competitors believe in that. But in this process, that's not really the case because they can use selective data. They can nitpick certain negative things about you, and how are those positive things weighted against the negative things? That's the part that we don't know. It's not transparent from that perspective. And so that's what's disappointing for the players. But hey, we got to go out and win. We got to go out and compete. And it sets up well for us to have some great matchups.
The emotions of struggling day one and then finishing it out and the way you all did.
Yeah, I mean, after day one, I'll be honest with you, you don't get a lot of sleep. You kind of are like, okay, we got to do some things. And I don't know, I was just really proud of how we bounced back. And I think, talking to our players, it was just kind of like first, conference game. They were super excited, maybe pressing a little bit and just not playing our game. So our biggest key was to go back and play Aggie branded softball.
So what is a weekend like that? Not only the success against a very good program, but going through some challenges, then figuring it out. What does it do long term?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we don't ever go back to that Friday night, outing. But I think for me, it kind of it shows our fight. It shows, we're starting to get some grittiness. We're starting to, kind of develop who we are. And I think our pre-conference schedule really helped with that because we played in a bunch of different, areas. We played at different times. We had rain delay. We had a lot of, adversity. And so I think our team doesn't really think twice about adversity or even like being able to flush a game and come back. So I'm excited. And it's a lot of young players. That's the other thing. So, for me, I'm excited about that.
So let's stay on that same vein and talk about the brand. All right, Aggie softball. What is your brand? And the fact that it feels like young players have already bought in has got to be exciting.
Yes, it is. I think our brand is, I don't ever want somebody to feel comfortable with us on the field. Mm-hmm. I want to punch, I want to kick, I want to crawl, just everything I can until the last out. I don't want them to feel comfortable. I don't care if you have an 8-run lead. I don't care if you have a 10, run lead. Like, we're going to fight. And I don't want you to ever come to a game and you can tell what the score is out on the field. Like, I want us to go out and execute the way we're able to execute. So,
did you hear or read the Julius Marble story about his recruitment?
I'm sure I did. I mean, I don't know what you're referring to.
So this just came out the other day, and I was talking about it in Nashville during Aggie's Friday night game. And he was talking about how he was open in the transfer portal, going to leave Michigan State, and Buzz and his staff was on like a 2-week tour just to visit all these transfer, portal possibilities. And Buzz was at Culver's when he got a hold of Marble and said, "Can you meet us at the airport in Lansing? We can be there, this afternoon, tomorrow, whenever they're meeting." But Buzz recounted his entire order, everything that was on his double cheeseburger, his Oreo milkshake, the tots on the side. Now, I would point out that the Culver's that he was at was, I believe, in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Not the Southern staple that you and I know it to be.
Hey, listen, we'll meet up at the one right next to the ballpark at the Met in Hoover, and we'll get us a Butterburger. How about that?
As people do, as is a Southern tradition.
Hey, man, so I just wanted to get your thoughts. People have been, in my opinion, rightfully losing their minds here over this seeding stuff in the last couple of days. But you look at it through a different lens. You've seen this A&M basketball team play a bunch. Where do you come out on all this? And is A&M getting the screw job that everybody says they are?
I'm a little bit removed, and I don't get emotional about these things. But they absolutely got screwed. Now, why? And is there a huge conspiracy theory? I put that off to the side, and I just think that the committee has a really hard job to do. And quite frankly, I think there's times that they don't pay attention on a daily basis. They pay attention holistically. And A&M is obviously getting penalized, not just for the home loss to Wofford, but for the non-conference scheduling overall. I mean, it was, let's be honest, the non-conference scheduling was pitiful. But that was November and December. I just pulled this up before I came on since Christmas Day. All right. And you could go to January 1st. You could go to December 28th when conference play started. You can go right after the Wofford game wherever you want. But since Christmas Day, A&M is 19-4 and is number 8 in the country, according to, pick your measurement. But this is Bart Torvik.
All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, watch our shorts, watch Luchadors that came out not too long ago, all kinds of stuff. Subscribe on TexAgs. We'll catch you here tomorrow.